Hey there, beautiful souls. Stick around to the end. I've got a surprise free gift that'll make your December a lot more exciting. You don't want to miss it. Welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're new, welcome for the first time. And if you're returning, welcome back to the family. 2025 has been a wild cosmic ride. Lessons, breakthroughs, maybe even a few breakdowns. December's astrology ties it all together in ways that might just surprise you. Now, before we dive deeper, take a second to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and really helps the channel grow. While December might have a rough and confusing start, the vibes turn around as you prepare to wrap up the year. An incredibly strong connection with your inner compass guides you, and you're feeling ready to tackle any obstacle along the way. You'll end 2025 feeling strong and truly determined to make 2026 your best year yet. December 4th's full moon in Gemini spells big changes and redirections that might seem annoying, but in the long run, you'll see why they're needed. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces will feel this the most intensely and will need to manage stress wisely. December 10th, Neptune stations direct, which can bring a shift in how we perceive dreams, illusions, and our spiritual path, potentially leading to a clearer sense of reality. When Mars enters its home sign of Capricorn on December 15th, it brings a powerful surge of energy, discipline, and ambition, making it a great time for focused work and long-term goals. The winter solstice in the northern hemisphere begins when the sun enters Capricorn on December 21st, shifting the focus to structure, responsibility, and long-term planning. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, this one is for you. And finally, on Christmas Eve, December 24th, Venus in Capricorn brings a more grounded and practical approach to love, relationships, and finances. All right, hang tight, my friends, because your tarot reading is just ahead. Let's see how these December energies are playing out for you personally. Okay, beautiful souls, this is a reading for Virgo. And as I mentioned in the intro, I will be giving away a free gift. But I will talk more about that at the end of the reading, since I know many of you are here only for the messages of the cards. As always, remember that these are general intuitive readings, which means that not every message resonates with everyone. Just take what feels good for you, what aligns with you, leave the rest for somebody else. I have already shuffled the cards and I've asked for the blessings from the angels and the guides and the universe. So let's see what messages are ready to come through for you today. All right, Virgo. First and foremost, it's great you show up in your reading. That's the Hermit card. That is your card. You have the King of Cups, you have this Four of Pentacles, but you also have this Two of Pentacles here. And the overarching energy is this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is the card of the wounded warrior. So I feel like for some of you, this month is about having spent your energy and you're persevering through things. You feel like the energy is totally gone, or perhaps you're a little bit on your guard, and you know the road that you've taken to get here is quite long. So I feel like you're at this point where, I don't know, but I feel like you've been put to the test. You feel like you've been put to the test, and you just keep pushing through this and going, okay, I'm here, I'm showing up, right? Now, I do feel like you're having these moments of introspection. Let's start there, because that's the Hermit card, right? That's what the Hermit is. It is the card of Virgo, but it's also the card of saying, I need to go within, I need to reflect, I need to see what it is I really want, where I need to go, and I need to do this myself and kind of figure this out for myself, because I can only follow my own guiding light. I'm going to follow my own path here. And, there's some light here on this card. It may not be the twinkling lights of Christmas or the twinkling lights that come out at this time of year, but I feel like, they're not just illuminating the path ahead, but it's definitely a spark of your introspection there, and trying to figure out for yourself how you're feeling. And I feel like there is a bit of anxiety. I mean, we don't have the Nine of Swords on the table yet, but it won't surprise me if the clarifiers, the Nine of Swords, comes out. But I feel like there is a little bit of anxiety that's being triggered with that introspection, that Hermit, and that Nine of Wands, because you're just pushing through this time period. I feel like you, in this month, are going to be a little less celebratory. Let's put it that way. You might be a bit more emotionally charged, is also what I'm feeling, because of that exhaustion, or because of that perseverance and that trying to continually get up every day and push through this period. And I also feel somebody is not feeling a sense of self-assurance here. So, and I'm getting that off of this Four of Pentacles. And that's what's putting you to the test. You feel like you're emotionally charged, and if you're usually quite self-assured, well, maybe in this month you're not feeling it so much. Because I feel like you're under the weight of some external pressures. And I'm getting that as well from this Two of Pentacles. So there's some holding on there and some juggling that's going on there. And I would also say that with that King of Cups, there's something going on there as well. So I'm feeling like for some of you, being under that weight, obviously you don't find your confidence shining brightly through here, because you're persevering and pushing through as that wounded warrior. But it's like your confidence is flickering kind of on and off here. And although I would say, everybody around you views you as this king, right? They view you as this person who's in charge, or they may be viewing you as somebody who's very reliable and somebody who's very steadfast. And you're very reliable, very professional. But the outside world kind of seems a little the outside world is rocky. Let's call a spade, okay? And they see you as a bit of a solid rock. But your solid rock inside is a little bit in flux. Let's put it that way. So you're trying to adapt. You're really trying to adapt here, okay? And you're holding on quite tightly to something so that you don't lose it. I'm gonna say that. Don't lose it, okay? I feel like for some of you, you're being put a little bit out of your comfort zone this month. And, you do have some demands on you, right? You have a lot of demands on you with this Two of Pentacles. So I would say to you that, whatever these demands are, it could be personal, it could be professional, you're definitely going to be juggling multiple tasks simultaneously. That's that too. Absolutely juggling there. And you're going to be sort of driving toward, I don't know, I think like you want to prove to somebody that you're indispensable for some of you. Remember, take the messages how they resonate. But not only you're trying to prove this to other people, like your peers or whatever, you're trying to prove it to yourself. Now, what's really important with this, again, here, it's interesting, is with this juggling, I kind of feel like the reason you're holding on so tightly is because either the juggling is going to, it's going to make or put a risk out there of you kind of overlooking something, okay? Or you feel like you might be overlooking something. And that could be some key priorities or some project that needs to be finished or something that needs to happen. And that's kind of why you're trying to hold on to this thing and not lose it, because you feel like you might lose it, you might miss something, you might overlook something. But you certainly are navigating, right? This is what the King of Cups is about. He's sitting on his throne in choppy waters here, and he's trying to navigate this stormy seas that you're in, all right? But, you know, when we navigate stormy seas, what happens? We then strengthen our adaptability. And that's what I said. I feel like you're trying to adapt here, okay? Or adopt, whatever it might be for you, all right? So you have a chance to adapt and to sort of, you know, tackle maybe some things that you weren't expecting to tackle in this month, okay? Now, as a result of that, I just want to say don't spread yourself too thin, because, you know, you're coming to the end of the year. Take the necessary time at the end of the year if you get some time off to chill out. But remembering that, you know, obviously growth comes from, you know, a little bit of discomfort, okay? And, yeah, and, you know, it's going to be a lesson in your resilience, I think, this month for you, okay? So it's very, very interesting time for you, Virgo. Let's get into the clarifiers here. As I said, you are in that follow your own mode, hermit there, really just trying to see, find a good place for yourself, and looking to your own resilience inside to help you get that clarity of thought with that King of Swords. King of Swords is also, though, an energy of a militant energy. It's like a military man. And so I feel like for you, you are going about things with this perseverance, with this Nine of Wands. You are going about things in a very militant type of way. In other words, you have a routine. You have a, you know, you get up, you make the bed, you make the coffee, you go to work, you sit and do the thing, and you know, whatever, and then you always go to lunch at the same time, or maybe you don't even take lunch and you haven't taken lunch in forever. Okay, you're having this routine, this military-like thing, and it's like you're being this bit of a robot, this automaton here, and it's not really jiving for you. It's what's pushing you into this feeling like, you know, how much longer do I have to go through this? That's that wounded warrior, right? That's the wounded warrior is, you keep persisting, you keep getting up every day and saying, okay, let's do it again, let's do it again, let's do it again, all right? But you're going to fade at some point, and that's why I said I feel like there's some choppy waters here, and you're gonna have to navigate this, and it's like you're just kind of holding it all together. You have this Six of Swords. It's another card of navigation. I just said it, right? Navigation of rough seas. Okay, now, what's great about the Six of Swords is it's usually you're moving from the choppy waters into a little bit more calmer scenario, but at the same time, in your mind, you're saying to yourself, well, I don't know where this is going, so I don't know if rougher waters are still to come, but let's navigate this quite, you know, as best we can. So you've got a couple of cards here of trying to navigate these rough seas. Rough seas, rough seas, rough seas. You have 3 cards of that. So you're holding on tightly for dear life in a way, and just pushing through and saying, get me through this, get me through this. Okay, let's get one more clarifier for the Hermit there. A bit of a tough month for you, my dear friends. And oh my God, can't make that up. There's the Hermit card again. Okay, now, for some people, you know, Hermit can be going into the dark night of the soul, right? But what's really important is that you don't stay there, okay? And you don't get into this funk of, oh, you know, this is never, I'm never going to get out of this, I'm never going to get out of this, okay? This is a period of withdrawal for sure, okay? And of course, we go into the inner to escape the outside world, okay? And to find that sort of inner wisdom and kind of take that journey, that spiritual journey. But I would say to you, don't get too deep in that. But you are showing up twice, Virgo, in your own reading. So an important message, and always for me, it's important when a main card is clarified by the exact same card. So it's a very important message for you. That King of Cups says you need to find that balance. In order to navigate this, you need to have the head and the heart in the exact same place. Now, I know that when you're being put to the test, it's hard to have balance, but it's very, very important for you to have that balance. And if you are being put under a lot of pressure, which I feel like you are in this month, then you know, your confidence is waning, it's going to be hard to find that balance. So let's clarify this King of Cups so we understand what that balance is a little bit better, where it might be. It's certainly in relationships, because there's the Two of Cups, which is about relationships and new relationships, and that could be in any area of your life, okay? Personal, professional, friendship, family, what have you. So you're also trying to navigate these relationships, and that's where there's a bit of stress for you as well. You've also received the Knight of Swords, which says you're going full force at this. That's the Knight of Speed, right? And, you know, if you're taking actions here with speed, then, you know, it might feel a little bit chaotic for you, or it could feel very chaotic, okay? So, again, this is another card of riding changes, right? Riding the waves here, right? This is another card of saying you're going to have to ride those chaotic changes. Let's get one more clarifier for this King of Cups. Three of Swords. Know that this is only temporary, but it will be a little bit painful in this month, okay? It's just another one of those months when you're going to have to get up every day, Virgo, and push through it and push through it, all right? Now, you have a number of swords on this table here, so I want to make that note of that. You right now have the King of Swords, the Six of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So a lot going on inside your head, all right? Now, as I said to you, I feel like there's pressures here. You're juggling with something. This could be you're juggling just work life, family life, the holidays, you know, visitors, who the heck knows, but all of the juggling that you're doing makes you feel like you're going to miss something. It makes you feel like you're holding on tightly to something with that Four of Pentacles. You're saying, oh my God, I don't want to lose it here. It could be you're holding on tightly to just your mind, so you don't feel like you're losing your mind in terms of, I don't want to be able to, lose my cool, or, you know, forget what's going on here and just going crazy because it's too much going on. But I also got for you the King of Pentacles, which means you're also holding on to your money, okay? And Four of Pentacles is holding on to your money very tightly. You're holding on to those pentacles. You're also doing that because you have the King of Pentacles, which says money in this month and how you're managing that, in how you're holding on to that. And maybe you're worrying about losing money, or maybe you're worrying about how you're going to gain money. This is part of the pressure that is upon you. Two of Pentacles is also money, right? Because Pentacles is in the material world. But it could also just be your energy, all right? Your personal energy that you've got left. All right, as I said to you, you're pushing through, so your energy is dwindling here. All right, let's continue to clarify that. Four of Pentacles. You have the Two of Wands. It says you're going to have to make some plans here to be able to get through this. Two of Wands is the card of saying, which path do I go down? Right or left? Let me think this out a little bit before I take that next step. All right, let's get one more clarifier for the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you definitely feel like you're in the test of everything here, and you are definitely feeling like you are not able to, I don't want to say, like, you're looking for some new opportunity money-wise, perhaps, for somebody. Maybe you're looking for a new job. Maybe you're looking to sign a new contract that's going to bring in money, and therefore you're holding on to your money. You're holding on certainly to something very tightly, Virgo. Because you have that Ace of Pentacles there, that's where I'm saying, you know, the money situation. So under that four, you have the King and the Ace, which tells me that there's definitely, you're looking for new revenue or a new revenue stream, and that's what's making you feel out of your comfort zone, okay? And if you, I remember saying, if you want to prove to people and yourself that you're indispensable, I kind of feel like you're trying to do that too from a money perspective. In other words, you're trying to say, well, let me show them I'm indispensable, so then they won't cut me, or I won't lose my job and I won't lose my revenue. Okay, for some of you, that's what's going on here as well. All right, Two of Pentacles says you're certainly juggling something. You're on one foot. You've got, you know, balls in the air, you know, plates spinning all over the place, and you are definitely in a mode where you feel like it's busy beaver, because that's the King of Wands right there. Trying to see the big picture, trying to see the 30,000 foot view of what's going on in your life, and how you might take some time to, Four of Cups, meditate on this a little bit. Okay, very important for you to take that time, right? Miranda said, resist the temptation to spread yourself too thin. Well, guess what? This is the way to do it. Take some time for yourself. Go out in nature, perhaps. Just, you know, sit in contemplative mode. All right, that's what this figure is doing. It's sitting in the middle there, meditating. That's what you might have to consider. Let's get one more clarifier for that Two of Pentacles. Four of Wands, trying to bring some stability back into your life. All right, let's get you a clarifier. Or sorry, clarifier. Let's get you an oracle. That's what I meant to say. Let's get you a message from the oracle for Virgo. All right. Vintage oracle. What would you like to tell Virgo? You have the card that says intuition. And that's very much you, Virgo. I mean, you are always listening to your intuition. That's why the Hermit card is your card, right? It's a card of listening. You go inside and you listen. So you do follow your intuition. So it's nice to see that that intuition card has come out for you. Give me a second. I'm going to get it in the book. And let's see what the book says. Intuition, inturi in Latin for intuition, means to look within or contemplate. In drawing this card, you're being prompted to do just that. Seen through the quiet lens of meditation, where's that card? Meditation, intuition can lead you to your own knowing. There you go on that, my friends. Everyone possesses intuition to varying degrees, but it does not thrive well in the domain of excessive thinking and analysis. While the intellect has its vital place, this card reminds you to look within for your answers. Knowledge is taught, and by contrast, intuition is caught. I love that saying. All right, that's it for your reading, Virgo. Apologies, but my camera just conked out, so I am improvising right now on the wrap up to this video. If you did stay with me all the way to the end, here is the special gift I mentioned at the start of the video. So, as a way to say thank you for your love and support, for everybody who has ever liked, subscribed, anybody who's ever watched these videos, and if you're new, you are welcome to this offer as well. I am offering free 30-minute personal tarot readings. That's absolutely free, no money involved whatsoever. It is a personal tarot reading, free for you, and it's 30 minutes long. Now, here's how it's going to work. They're going to be available from December 1st to the 23rd on a first-come, first-served basis. That's because my calendar can only fit so many. If I have an overwhelming number of people who want these, then of course I'll try and move them into the January timeframe. I'll just have to play it by ear and see how it goes. If you would like to claim your free reading, just click the link in the description box. It's a link to an email address, and you can reach out to me and let me know your preferred topic. This allows me to reach back out to you to schedule your time in the event. We're in different time zones. And also to send you your private Zoom link, because that's how these readings will be done. All right, my friends, I truly hope to connect with you one-on-one soon. And if not, I'll see you again here soon. And until then, I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.